Pathways, an introduction, a very unofficial overview. Presently, Toastmasters has two tracks to get you to your goal, a communication track and a leadership track. This is being replaced with Pathways, with 10 paths going from the base camp to the top of your goal. Toastmasters has not been updated since the 1970s. And if you remember the 1970s, you know a lot has changed since then. Since the 1970s, the technology of communication has overcome a vast change. We have the internet, cell phones, blogging, online meetings, vlogging, laptops, PowerPointing, podcasts, social media, and so much more. People have also changed. Their attitudes, goals, needs, time, expectations, and attention span has changed vastly since the 1970s. That's why it's time for Toastmasters to change. Some would say this is a big change. Why not bring Pathways in slowly? Well, some changes need a big step forward. Going from horses to cars, you can't go to a faster, bigger horse in little increments and work your way up to cars. You have to go from horses one week to cars the next week. It's a big change, but that's the way it has to go for certain things. The same as when we went from candles to electric lights. It was a big change. You couldn't make it in little increments. We often think of Toastmasters as our club or our area or maybe even our division. But Toastmasters is worldwide, and bringing in this change is a massive undertaking. A quick look at the globe, you can see that we have Toastmasters all around the globe in so many different countries, speaking so many different languages. This is a vast undertaking. Toastmasters is training pathway guides. These guides will visit the clubs and help explain how the new Pathways program will work. They will also have a Pathways rollout kit to distribute to the different clubs. Here is the old system. A leadership track and a communication track. Two simple tracks going to your destination. Here is the new pathway system. 10 different paths. The new member starts with a self-assessment, picks one of 5 different disciplines and one of 10 different paths to get to the goal that they have. Here is another look at the 10-path system showing the insignias for the 10 different paths, such as dynamic leadership, effective coaching. We all start out at base camp and choose our path, and 10 is better than 2. It gives you more choice. Pathways will allow for more online learning. There'll be online education and quizzes. There will be online video instruction, for example, preparing for an interview or an introduction to mentoring. Pathways has online projects to help members get experience managing online meetings and other online types of communication for the modern day. Projects such as blogging or podcasting. Members will be able to give each other feedback online. Online feedback will include things as sending badges online to other members, such as a courage badge if somebody stepped up and was courageous in doing their icebreaker, or an excellent speech badge if they made an especially excellent speech. Innovation, inspirational, various other badges. Can I do my speeches online? I think so, but I need to find out. I don't know for sure, and I'll get back to you about this later. When will Pathways arrive for us? The TBA for District 60 has not been announced yet. As soon as it is, I will let you know. Because Pathways is vastly different than our old program, if you are partway through an educational program, it will not be transferable to Pathways. The CC track or the ACS track doesn't compare with the new paths. There will be a 2-year transition period, so if you're partway through your AC Gold or your AC Silver, you will have 2 years to finish it off. What happens to the awards I've earned, my CC, my CL, etc.? All those educational awards will remain part of your record with Toastmasters International. If I am 90% finished my DTM and the 2-year grace period expires, do I have to start over? The answer is, I think you do. I'm going to double check on this and get back to you. Are meetings going to be much different? No. Pathways was designed to keep the club meetings at the center of your Toastmaster experience, but it's going to allow for more online study. Do you need a laptop for the meetings? Honestly, I don't know yet. I will get back to you. Does the club need to have Wi-Fi? Again, I don't know for sure. I'll get back to you on this. Pathways has 10 different paths. You can see them here, such as motivational strategies, presentation mastery, persuasive influence, team collaboration. You can read them all here yourself. Each of the paths has its own individual logo. You can see them all here. Dynamic leadership, effective coaching, innovative planning. Each one has its own symbol. There are 10 different paths. You will pick one path, and as you go up the path, they have levels. Level 1 at the beginning, 2, 3, 4, and finally you're proficient. Here are the 5 levels. Beginning at the bottom, level 1, mastering fundamentals. Level 2, learning your style. And working your way up to level 5, demonstrating expertise. As you finish each level, you will get digital badges as recognition. You will also receive digital certificates that you can print out when you accomplish certain levels. How many projects are needed to complete each level? See the appendix. In each path, you are required to finish 14 projects. It'll be a combination of 10 assigned projects and 4 electives from a chosen list. This gives you a wide variety of projects you can pick from. Here's an example of one path, leadership development. Starts at the top with level 1 as you work through the projects, level 2, and at level 3 you'll have to accomplish 2 of your electives. Level 4 you'll have 1 elective, and level 5 you'll also have 1 elective. So when you finish, you'll have done 10 projects plus 4 elective projects for a total of 14. Here's another view. You start out at base camp and you pick one of these 10 paths. As you pick it, you start at level 1 and work your way right up to level 5 to complete it. There are 10 different learning paths. They start from 5 core competencies that are paired to form 5 different disciplines. You can see them here. Here are the 5 core subjects or competencies, paired in different combinations to create 10 different paths. How many paths can I work on at one time? Your regular membership dues cover the cost of your first path. The cost of an additional path is $20. Is there overlap between the paths? Yes. For example, every path includes the icebreaker. And if you look at the electives for visionary communication and presentation mastery, on level 3, the elective project, there are quite a few overlaps. Both use deliver social speeches, using presentation software, connect with storytelling, creating effective aids, using descriptive language. Almost all the electives overlap. Competencies. What is a competency? Basically, it's a subject like public speaking or management. The current program teaches 68 competencies. Pathways adds 250 more. Frankly, I found it a little confusing, but the main point here is Pathways gives us far, far, far more options and choices. Pathways is aimed at the new generation of communication, mostly online, but it is also available in print. It gives you the flexibility to learn either way. Basecamp is where you will begin your Pathways learning experience. Basecamp is your online gateway to Pathways. It's easy to use. It's been tested. This is where you're going to work on your projects, track your progress, and connect with other members of your club. This is what Basecamp will look like on your computer. You can see the navigating, the education, the feedback, the badges, the speech evaluations. and from here you will go into other sections to track your progress. You will start out with an online assessment. This will assess your skills, your interests, and your goals, and recommend 3 paths that match you. Then you select the path you prefer. If you don't like any of those paths, you're still free to pick something else. You can see here on the pathway chart, the new member first takes on self-assessment, decides on a discipline, and then on a path. Most people's computers will easily handle the computer requirements. For most clubs, the VP of Education will assume the role of base camp manager. Recognizing members' accomplishments helps keep them motivated, and pathways will give people digital badges and certificates as they progress through the path a lot more frequently than in the old system, and this will help keep people motivated. Less than 1% of Toastmaster members will get their DTM, so I will just touch on this briefly. There will still be a DTM, and here are the requirements. Here is another view of the DTM requirements. There will still be a distinguished club program in pathways. Obviously, because we are having 10 paths instead of 2 tracks, it's going to be a little bit different, and the requirements are posted here. The costs will stay about the same. Here are some of the details. We all love change. It's exciting, it's invigorating, and we can't wait for it. Toastmasters Pathways is coming soon.